Trent, Kofi goes to the bench with fouls and obviously to make a run. What's this game say about what he means to you guys as a team?
Just the impact he has, in the interior. I think, like you said, what he brings to his team, his physicality, us throwing the ball in there, his scoring, his rebounding. So he does a lot for us, offense and defensively. So kind of, we didn't have him, that second half in the first half. Second part of the first half, he had foul trouble. So, it kind of put a lot of pressure on us because, we, with such all the good shooters we have, we kind of tend to, stay outside, shoot, a lot of threes, and we don't go inside as much because, him, being out. So we got to do a better job of, trying to get to the free throw line, and then, while he's out, we're standing at that lead.
Kofi, I'm going to ask you about him. He seemed to take over the game in the second half, and midway the second half. Talk about that.
Yeah, it's incredible, man, what he does. Just taking over and getting on those heaters. Every time I see it, it's like it's new to me. It's like I'm in awe. I'm just watching it. Like I don't know if you watch the game and you watch my face after he shoots it, but like I'm always like smiling. Like it's a joy, just watching him do what he does. It's really important to us because when we have games like this that we're not shooting it well, and he can get on the heater and he do what he does, it really uplifts the team and gives us a different vibe.
For both of you guys, you coming off a one-day rest, and Trent plays all 40 minutes. Kofi played 20 in the second half. Did you have to dig down really deep to find the energy in this one?
Yeah, for sure. I don't know if I talked about it, earlier, in a few days before. This is, coach is trying to prepare us for the, NCAA tournament. Play a game, one day prep, play a game. So, it's not, we're not used to, we played, games back to back, early in our season. So, it's something where you just got to be mentally, focused, and do everything before the game, beforehand to, prepare your mind and your body, to feel good to go out there and play. So, like I said, you just got to be, mentally strong, and dialed in on everything.
Yeah, man, same thing. Like Trent said, when you got games like this that, we're pressured to play multiple minutes, a lot more minutes than we used to. We just got to give it our all, for the guy next to us. That's the culture that we're building, it's going out and playing to the level of fatigue, and just basically busting our ass for the guy next to us.
Kofi, obviously you came out about midway through the second half, foul trouble. In that situation, are you lobbying on the bench to get back in, or are you just letting kind of things run its course and see how things go?
Yeah, I know what it is. It's either I sit on the bench or I come in and risk getting another foul and sitting out the second half. Either way it turned out, I was prepared to go back in and do my best. It went the way it did, and Coach told me at half that he's not taking me out of the game, so I had to mentally prepare for that, knowing that I'm not coming out, so I got to give my best, and I got to make sure I control my breathing, talk to these guys, uplift them every time I can, and it's basically giving all our effort.
Yeah, for Trent, those 2 threes that you had on those back-to-back shots seemed to really kind of get the stadium going, get the energy going that you guys needed. Did you kind of feel that, or what kind of went through your mind after you made those 2 shots? Because we're going to call the timeout after it.
Just kind of in the flow, I tend, like I said, I tend to go on those, heaters where I'm just feeling good. Coach Dada can play, to get me a shot. So, I seen one go in, and I had another opportunity, so I took another one. So, just playing with confidence, in that area, where, I'm getting out in transition freely, just playing my game. So, like I said, I felt good, shooting those shots, and, just, playing with the rhythm.
A question for both of you guys. Could you talk about the minutes that DeMonte gave in the second half covering Dante Scott?
He's been incredible for us, these last 4 games. Garden, they're every team's best, 4-man. He's done an unbelievable job last game guarding point guards, and now tonight, with his defensive effort, what he does with his team is incredible because, it kind of tends, to take me off the ball. I have to be on the ball all the time. So, that gives, me opportunity, to, get my breather a little bit. So, with his energy and effort to go, and only let Dante give up 2 points in the second half there is incredible. And, and that's why we won the basketball game tonight. He was, outstanding for all the minutes he played for us. He had tremendous effort, throughout the entire game.
On the way back?
Yeah, DeMonte's just the X factor for us. It's really hard to replace a guy like that. You probably see 1 or 2 guys like him in the country. Probably Mark Valley from Baylor last year. But like, this is a guy that comes out there, he does all the dirt, you know, all the dirty work. He comes down, he plays hard defense, he sacrifices a lot, you know. He's just that guy that's about the team and about winning. He's willing to give his all for the team, you know, and for the guys next to him.
Trent, this feeling of kind of being the new closer on the team, give you any sort of additional excitement? I mean, you kind of adopted that role, and the whole stadium is going nuts for you.
I kind of just tend to play in rhythm. I don't really, think about. I mean, obviously, when the game's, tight. Obviously, I would love to make the play all the time, but I kind of just try to have feel for the game. Kofi was eating tonight, so I tend to sacrifice shots, give him the ball, because that's I know every time I throw it in there is either a foul or a bucket. So I mean, I just kind of have feel for the game. Being a fifth year, I think that's very important to have. Throughout the game, just having feel. So when I hit those shots, I just kind of tend to play in rhythm. Just if I feel myself and I feel comfortable, I take the shots. When I'm open. So like I said, I kind of love going on those heaters where I just hit 3-4 in a row and just playing throughout the flow of the game.
Kofi, you seemed to spot Io there a couple of times. What was that like? What was going through your head as you were seeing him watch you and you do your thing?
Io's great, man. Going into the second half, it ran through my mind. I'm like, Io's hanging his banner tonight. I can't let him hang his jersey on a loss, That was going through my mind. I was like, I gotta do this for Io, I gotta do this for Io. So when we got that turn, I started like imposing my will. I kind of looked at him and glanced at him and smiled at him like, this is for you, Io. I love him so much, man. And, for us to do that for him and for him to come back and hang his jersey the way he did, it's really great, man.
Trent, we saw you go on one of those heaters against Missouri and against Arizona. What comes over you? Can you describe the feeling when you're kind of on one? And do you take a moment to kind of embrace the whole environment when it starts to really get behind you there?
Like I said, I kind of just, play within the flow of the game. I kind of trust my instincts, and, when the games like that, I tend to be, a little bit more aggressive, coming off ball screens, where, I'm shooting those pull-up threes, in transition, where I'm free, shooting the pull-up. So I kind of just find, where I can, be aggressive, and use my advantage, my shooting, my speed, to take advantage, on offense in those areas. So it's all about, the flow of the game and just, the feel and just, how I, think the game is going.
You just being a fifth-year guy, do you take a couple moments to absorb the atmosphere around you when the State Farm Center is going like that?
Of course, I get goosebumps. When I go in those heaters, I always get goosebumps. Just how loud it is. Obviously not having Orange Crush tonight, but just the atmosphere here tonight was incredible. Having a lot of fans behind us. It got loud in the second half. And that's what it's about. I love these type of environments, playing these type of games. So it's always fun. Incredible to be a part of it.
Trent, kind of with that, Coach Underwood was trying to pump the crowd up there early in the second half, and when you were hitting those threes, Tim actually had to hold Chester back from getting on the court. Do you sense when the coaches are getting into the game like that?
Of course, obviously, first half we didn't shoot the ball well. I didn't think we did a good job. We had a few mistakes. It was all about confidence. We talked about that at halftime. Just jumping up and shooting the ball with confidence, but. We came out of the second half with that energy to spark, like you said, you got the coaches involved, we got a lot of fans involved, so, we had to get the stadium going, just having it. So we play off that, and it's incredible. Like I said, it's incredible to play in these type of environments, these type of games, because, it gets all of us going.
Trent, you mentioned sacrificing to get Kofi the ball. It seems like this team does that really well. Why do you think this team shares the ball, sacrifices roles like Jake did last year? Why do you think this team has done that?
We try to win. Whatever it takes to win, I think, if we want to win, we need to throw that ball in there to Kofi. Every time we get, I kind of tell him every time, I kind of miss him sometimes, but I always tell him, whenever I get the ball, I'm looking right at you every time. Because I know it's a foul or a bucket every time. Like, why would you not want to throw the ball to the best player in the country, best big in the country? He's shooting 70% in that paint. So it's important, we always, the first option in our offense is Kofi. We always look at his numbers and make sure we can throw that ball in there. If not, we'll look at him next time. But it's important, we continue to, elevate each other. That's something we use a lot, and just, be happy for the next man up, whoever's scoring.
Doug and then Scott.
Kofi, I know you got the box score in front of you there, 19 offensive rebounds, 26 second chance points. What does that say about the team's ability to win various different ways? If the threes aren't going, you can go to the rim.
Yeah, man. Those are the things that impact winning. Sometimes you're gonna have bad nights like we had today shooting from the three. We're the best three-point shooting team in the country. When we have nights like that, we tend to rely on something else, whether it's offensive rebounding, whether it's defense. Just being aggressive and just being that guy being that team that it doesn't matter if we're shooting the ball well. We're gonna keep in the game. We're gonna be in the game. We're gonna give ourselves a shot just by playing hard in the other team and imposing their will. So offensive rebounding, defense, playing hard defense. When you got guys like Trent and Monty that take great pride in that. And my defensive presence and other guys obviously. But when you have that, it's really hard to beat us. When we're not, even when we're not shooting the ball well.
We'll wrap it up with Scott.
Kofi, maybe understanding the plan when you had 2 fouls was to wait for the second half. Was that tough? Like as the league kind of started to slip away, just maybe when you wanted to be out there?
Yeah, man, it's always tough, especially when the lead's going down and when they take the lead. Just watching these guys struggle a little bit. Wishing I could be out there, but it's not about being negative and like holding your head down. It's about preparing for what's next. You can't dwell on the past. You got to think about the future. You know what I'm saying? I can't let that affect me, and I'll come back and impact the game. So it's just about forward thinking, coming out there, giving them the best shot to win.
Okay, thank you guys.